If you're trying to find a really good tripod that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, I think I have the one right here. What's up, my dude? Your friendly neighborhood Tony here, and welcome back to the Spare Tech Room, where I try to help you make better tech choices. And what we have here today is the Neewer TP12 travel tripod. And I'm gonna tell you all about it. First off, if you're not familiar with me or my channel, one of the things I try to do here is find kind of budget tech items, things that really punch way above their weight. So things that don't cost a lot of money, but perform as well as products that cost way more. And I really feel like this is one of those. And if you're not familiar with Neewer, they are a company that makes a ton of different photography and videography gear, tripods, lights, stands, all that stuff. And they do it at a pretty budget level. So let me walk you through everything that this tripod has to offer. And if at the end you think it's something that you'll want to pick up for yourself, definitely check out my links in the description box below. Those are affiliate links, so if you use them, it helps out the channel, and of course, it doesn't cost you anything extra. So first off, this is advertised as a travel tripod, and it absolutely is. If you fold this down completely, it's basically the circumference of a water bottle, and because of that, you can pretty easily fit it into a lot of backpacks, into kind of those side water bottle pockets of backpacks. So you can take this around with you. It's also very light. It comes in at under 3 pounds, so you're really not going to feel it all that much if it's on your backpack or something like that. And because it's so compact, you can just throw it into a closet or into a corner if you want to use it in a more like studio setup, kind of like what I have here. In fact, this is what I normally use with the camera that I'm shooting with right now. I had to bust out an old tripod just to film this. But it's super lightweight, super compact. One of the things I like about these legs too is that the way that it is able to kind of break down and fold down, it's not one of those that has the kind of round legs, so it can get down to like a smaller form. Here, let me try to explain. One second, let me grab another tripod so you can see what I mean. All right, this is also a really small tripod, so it might not be the best example, but a lot of them have these like tubular legs, and because of that, you can't really compact them down as much as you could with something like this that has these like angled legs that are, I don't really know what the shape is here, but they really like compact down to a very small circumference. That, and it has these latches when it comes to extending the legs. And I really love these personally because once you clamp them down, they fully lock into place. They're not going anywhere. As opposed to other tripods, and not to pick on this one too much, but other tripods have these like twist lock things where it seems cool, it seems easy to do, but I can't tell you how many times I accidentally bump this and it's completely loose. So this is definitely, in my opinion, way more secure. No offense to this tripod. So you've got a very lightweight, very compact, but very secure tripod. And if you're spending any amount of money on your camera setup, you want to make sure that you have something secure that's going to hold it without compacting down and falling down and ruining your super expensive camera. So you've got that. You also have this really good center column here, which can extend and also come out completely and flip upside down. So you can invert this completely if you want to have like a super low to the ground shot. Maybe you're doing some macro photography or just some really cool low angles. You can flip this around completely and have your camera basically hanging upside down right above the ground. That's super cool. Then the ball head that comes with it is also really nice. It has the ability to kind of pan a full 360 degrees here, which is really good if you're trying to set up any kind of like panning shots or something like that. It also has an Arca Swiss compatible plate up top here. So if you are familiar with Arca Swiss, that's basically a more universal mount that you can put on the bottom of your camera. And this works just fine with that. So whatever camera rig you have, you should be able to mount it right to this tripod super easily. Also, the ball head is super smooth and super strong. I've rigged this out with my full frame camera setup with a cage and a battery and a microphone and all that stuff right on top of here, and it's held it no problem. I think it can hold up to 11 pounds of weight, which 11 pounds may not sound like a lot of weight to you, but these cameras are nowhere near that heavy. So unless you have some ridiculous cinema rig, you're gonna be totally fine with something like this. Also, this comes with a couple accessories. You get a little carrying pouch here that you can throw it into if you wanna kind of take it around with you. So if you don't have a bag already, it comes with a little thing here. And you get a kind of phone mount that you can attach instead of the tripod here. And I really like this kind of phone mount. A lot of phone mounts are spring-based, which is really annoying because I find that I'm always accidentally pushing the buttons on the side of my phone. This one here, you unscrew and it widens, and then you screw it down and it will tighten into place and lock your phone down. And then of course, you can twist it depending on what angle you want to be shooting at. If you want to be shooting vertical content or horizontal, you can totally adjust that here. So that's just a fun little accessory that it comes with that I really appreciate. If I had maybe one thing that I would want to change on this, maybe on a newer version, the only thing I would say that could possibly improve this is if on the legs here at the bottom, you see they have these rubber feet, which is great for most surfaces, if you're on tile floor or even if you're out and about on rocks or whatever. But I've seen other tripods that have spikes at the bottom here. So you can twist the legs and a metal spike will come out of the bottom, and that will help you lock it down into like dirt or sand or grass or anything like that. That would be an excellent upgrade. But this is a super budget tripod. So the fact that it doesn't have that is, in my opinion, totally fine for the price. I should also mention this will extend all the way up to 66.5 inches, which is totally fine for me. I'm 5'8.5", and so 66.5 inches is a totally reasonable height. Really should be pretty reasonable for just about anyone unless you are ungodly tall. But for most normal heighted people, you should be totally fine with a tripod like this. I mean, overall, it is lightweight, it is compact, it is surprisingly sturdy. It's got a lot of the bells and whistles you would expect out of a tripod that costs 2 to 3 times as much. And really, if you are a beginner, if you're trying to get your first tripod, I absolutely recommend this one. You do not want to waste money on a tripod that's just going to fall apart on you. And even if you're a more professional type person, I don't know if I'd call myself a professional, but I definitely shot a lot of videos and I use this for every single one. It's also just a good backup tripod to have. You can keep this in your car if you're going out on shoots or things like that, just in case you need an extra tripod or if your primary tripod fails. I think this is a really good backup to have. Overall, I highly recommend the Neewer TP12. If you want to check it out, again, links in the description box below. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. And if you want to see more videos just like this, make sure you subscribe. All right, my dude, I'll catch you in the next one. Be good.